Sub-zero temperatures, frozen mud, 55 miles of hiking, obstacle courses, 8 total events, and not to mention the deprivation of sleep and food. The Crucible, a true test of character designed not only to break you physically, but mentally and emotionally. The final exam for the Marine recruits. After asking those who have completed both Crucibles, the general consensus is that they don't vary much between each other in difficulty. On the weekend of September the 11th, 2016, 98 hikers from varying backgrounds gathered for the Crucible Hike.
So last year we wanted to create a fundraiser that was a little bit different. We wanted to do something that would be notable, and the idea just sort of came out of, I had a couple of friends and we were sitting around talking, and it got brought up, maybe we just, the three of us, just go hike and raise some money. And it just kind of expanded from there. But I just like the idea of doing something that was kind of an extreme event. You know, I think I had a sense early that this could become something bigger. And, you know, so last year was the first year that we did this.
Great.
Everybody say blisters.
Blisters on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Blisters!
Yay.
Sarah, run left. Susie? Yep. Nick?
Yep.
Mario Panucci?
Yep.
Paul Paisley? Brian Diamond? Brian Diamond?
Around 7 a.m., shortly after check-in at the starting point, the hikers began the 24.5 miles that encompassed day 1 of the journey.
Okay.
How did you first hear about the Crucible Hike?
I was at a fundraiser. I walked through the door and they were selling tickets for the baskets. So I just bought a ton of tickets and I didn't really want anything. So I saw a basket with Moscow Mule mugs and some cool ass t-shirts, and I was like, all right, I like Moscow Mules. So I dropped all the tickets into the basket, and then I walked over to the bar to get a drink, and I was talking to everyone, and I was like, yeah, I put it in that basket, and they're like, that's a 70-mile hike, and I thought they said 7 at first, and it wasn't until I won that they were like, oh, you won the 70-mile, and I was like, did he say 17? And then they actually said 70, and I was like, now everyone's laughing because I'm asking the question, so everyone was laughing, and I thought for sure they're joking about the 70-mile hike. And that's when I realized that they actually meant a 70-mile hike when they looked it up on the internet and showed it to me, and I was like, oh, this is a 70-mile hike.
At around 7 p.m., most of the hikers had arrived at Checkpoint Warhorse. At this checkpoint, they would receive dinner and set up their tents to spend the first night.
Did they get lost?
So how was your first day of the Crucible?
Awesome. We did really well today, kept a good pace.
So how did your first day on the Crucible do?
It was harder than I wanted it to be.
It was harder than we wanted it to be.
But
good crew to hike with.
Yeah, but
A little humid.
it was okay. We're fine.
Like nobody knew what the Crucible was. How would you explain it to them?
I tell them it's one of the most extreme events they're ever going to do in their life. It's a 70-mile hike through the rugged Laurel Highlands. 3 days, 70 miles.
How many people usually do not make the hike?
So we have a pretty high attrition rate. I'd say it's around 1/4 of total participants don't complete all 70 miles. Some do get pulled off the course, and they choose to come back. So you do have a lot more crossing the finish line, but they didn't necessarily complete the 70 miles. So far, it's in its first day, and we've already had 5 people drop out.
After a minor setback on the morning of day 2, Saturday, September 10th, the team rolled out at about 7:30 a.m. to begin their longest day of hiking. Before the hikers could reach Checkpoint Golf, they had to climb the north face of Seven Springs Mountain Resort, a 750-foot elevation change in the span of less than half of a mile.
Get rid of your worry, why you always hurry, don't you want a better life? Get rid of your worry, why you always hurry, don't you want to sleep through the night? What is all the trouble, what if you kissed it goodbye?
What do you guys do for the Crucible?
Okay, we are members of the Indiana County Amateur Radio Club, and we are partnering with the Crucible Walk officials to provide communications support for the event.
All right, how did you guys get involved with the Crucible? How did you get hired or?
No, as amateur radio operators, part of our mandate from the FCC is to provide public service, and that's done on a voluntary basis. One of our club members had been associated with, knew some of the walk officials and kind of made the connection, and we explored the opportunity and brought it to reality.
Due to the late start in the morning, the majority of the hikers didn't reach the second overnight stop, Checkpoint Scorpion, until very late.
Just dunk them. Don't look back. Okay.
Headlights from the,
You're gonna film this, aren't you?
I'm getting a lot of people. You won't be the only one.
Goose rubber.
Okay.
1, 2.
Oh, there you go.
You know what trench foot looks like?
No.
Dude, I can't.
Three of the four. Where's the other one?
I think the hardest part is just the constant uphill and downhill the entire time, and then the rocks. Just because after going, we've gone 52 miles now, every single rock kind of feels like a knife in the foot. But
just boring. Yeah, that's about it. It's boring. I feel pretty good.
Yesterday in the heat and the sun, that was the hardest.
Last night. Last night in the dark. Last night in the dark.
Last night in the
like
dark.
the heat
and the humidity. And the first 8 miles.
and the panic of getting pulled off the trail.
There was no getting pulled off the trail.
Right now, the hills up and down are just, I find myself thinking, I can't wait till this is over. I don't know if I can do it. But
I wonder if we could face the thunder with hands like lightning in the eye of the storm. We wanna know, just to let them put you under with hands like lightning in the eye of the storm.
Of those who were unfortunately unable to complete the whole 70.5 miles, many rejoined the group for the final 11 miles.
Something to say. I hear you talking about you walking away. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy, but being crazy's never led me astray. You wanna make me go.
Starting at 2 and ending around 6 p.m., all hikers crossed the finish line in front of Falls City Pub in Ohiopyle, Pennsylvania. They were greeted by their loved ones, plus an excess of barbecue and beer.
Face the thunder, we'll dance like lightning in the eye of the storm.
I'll walk back and get her.
It's not getting looser though.